Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we have been blessed with the very first episode of Dragon Ball Daima. And so in this video, I'm literally going to not only go over a brief synopsis of the episode, but I'm also going to go over every single little detail that I picked up, and I have quite a lot. There was actually such a surprising amount of lore dropped into this episode and some foreshadowing that I think is going to go really crazy. So with that being said, let's get this video over 100 likes. If you like the content, think about liking the video, and if you love the content, think about subscribing, because we are going to be doing so much stuff. Dokkan, Legends are coming back to the channel soon. We're already dropping Sparking Zero once a day, and right here we have Daima. It is a great time to be a Dragon Ball fan. So with that being said, let's get into it. So, moving into this, I just want to let you guys know, if you do not want to be spoiled by Dragon Ball Daima spoilers, stop now. If you guys want to watch it, it is up currently on Crunchyroll as I am speaking right now, so yeah, go and watch that. Otherwise, we are about to jump directly in and talk about the episode. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So the episode starts off with a recap of the Majin Buu saga. And basically, you find out that it's being surveyed by two people. And those two people are Goma and Dagesu. Now, very early on, through mention of Shin in the recap, you actually find out that Dagesu is the younger brother of Shin, as in Supreme Kai. So yes, they're not just looking similar, they actually are related. However, it's very likely to be a Makaio Shin, as in Dagesu, which is the kind of evil version of a Supreme Kai. There's lots of things that are kind of wrapped up in there, and I know that that there's a couple of videos out there that go over it, but basically they all kind of are born like fruit, and the fruits that are spoiled become Makaio Shins, and the ones that are not become Supreme Kais. So you have literally Shin and then his younger brother Dagesu. Now, going over this, there's a lot of little points that they kind of bring up, and some of them are going to be like, I have a whole list that I'm just going to be going over. One, all Majins have pointy ears. At first, they were so confused at how strong the sands were up above the surface and how they could use ki, which they thought was more magic. And at some point, they were like, I think Goma was like, are they Majins? And Dagesu was like, no, their ears aren't pointy. Look, and they zoomed in. So this automatically kind of just widens the scope, because we have a crucial race in Dragon Ball that all have pointy ears and fangs, and those are the Namekians, but we're gonna get more into that later. So you actually have past that, I just want to mention that Majin doesn't mean like Majin Buu. Majin just means like kind of an evil creature, but we have Majin Buu as in like the evil Buu monster, things like that. So just keep that in mind too, because Majin seems like a much broader spectrum of like creatures in the Dragon Ball mythos. Now, they actually were watching this and they see Dabura die via being turned into a cookie by Majin Buu. This is extremely surprising because of how strong Dabura was to them. They did not think he could be matched that easily, meaning that most of the people on Earth's power levels are surprising, super surprising to both Goma and Dagesu. But because Dabura died, the line of succession now goes to Goma, which is something that Dagesu points out, and Goma kind of gets a hold of and just kind of digests that information and goes, oh yeah, okay, sweet. But past then, they instantaneously recognize Piccolo as a Namekian. Not just, oh, who is that, but a Namekian. So Demon World has Namekians and their own Dragon Balls as well. But when they saw the wish that was made with Shenron, they were super surprised that there were 7 Dragon Balls, and they also mentioned that Earth's Dragon Balls are smaller. So it looks like Earth's Dragon Balls are smaller to like any other Dragon Balls. Like the Namekian Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls, now Demon World Dragon Balls, Earth just has the smallest Dragon Balls apparently. But lots of Dragon Balls apparently can't grant as many wishes. While Namek's Dragon Balls can grant 3, Shenron also grants 3. That's something they kind of upgraded when Dende came there. So that's something super special, because they were also surprised that 3 wishes were granted. So they probably have 1. Could be 2, but it sounds like 1 with how surprised King Goma was. Now, my next set of notes was just actually pointing out here, the Shin also has a sister. because when they introduced the third character in this like scene named Dr. Arinsu, she is also of that race, maybe Makaioshin race, living in Demon World, but she is known as Degesu's sister. So Degesu, Arinsu, and Shin. There's got to be a name pun there that I'm not getting in Japanese, but it's also just really cool to see that kind of lore expand. Now, the first thing that they notice after watching all of the footage of the Buu saga is that Buu came out. They considered Babidi a massive threat that could threaten the balance of the demon world, as all world actually, but they saw Babidi die. So now they were worried about Buu, but then they saw Buu die. Then they were worried about the Z Warriors. The Z Fighters, Z Warriors, however you want to call it, Goku and gang, they are all at a level that they did not think possible outside of Demon Realm. Apparently magic, ki, that sort of thing they thought was contained to Demon Realm and maybe some godly realms. They were not expecting it to be out here in just the mortal realm, outer realm. And so they automatically are starting to plot to try to get rid of those, because even though that, you know, Goku and them have no reason to go in Demon Realm, they just don't want to take that chance. So basically they are going to get Dragon Balls and they want to make a wish. Now this is also something really, really cool. There's a couple things they mentioned. One, they can't get the Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm right now because they're apparently guarded by 3 freakishly strong guardians called the the Tamagamis, and they're just 3 strong warriors created to protect the Dragon Balls. The second thing they mentioned was when they were talking about how to eliminate the Z Warriors, and we're talking about getting Earth's Dragon Balls, Degesu specifically mentions white and black magic, okay? As in, the Dragon Balls on Earth are steeped or made with white magic, so they probably will not permit a black magic wish, and killing all the Z Fighters will be considered a black magic wish. Now this is something that's just kind of a throwaway line, but it's really, really, really cool, because there's plenty of times they wish the dragon just to smite somebody and the dragon's like, that's beyond my power. And we thought it was because the dragon was too weak, but with this, it could be just because Shenron was not made in an energy that could just smite people off the face of the earth. This could also kind of lead back to kind of a retcon of like the GT Shadow Dragons eventually down the line, like if they ever want to go there, because too many borderline black magic wishes have been wished on with Shenron. So to circumvene the white magic, black magic aspect of the Dragon Balls, Goma thinks to wish them back to children, because that's a white magic wish. It's not necessarily malicious, but it will drastically reduce their power. So that's actually really, really, really cool. Now, Dr. Arinsu, she comes in and she clearly had a relationship with Deborah where he would fund her research, but she doesn't have the same relationship with Goma, because Goma kind of leaves her on red about the maybe I'll keep funding your research, and she lightly threatens him. So this is the third player, because it looks like Goma and Degesu are on the same side, but it looks like Arinsu is probably up to her own machinations that neither of them are aware of. So consider her like a duo antagonist. She's definitely with her own plans, and she will be coming back in a major way. We know this. So that's pretty cool. Now I have a whole bunch of notes I'm reading off of. Sorry, I went in on these notes. So you have all that. So after talking about their plans, the first plan is to, or the first wish off the Dragon Balls 3 that Goma's planning to use is to wish the Z Fighters back to children age. The second wish is to gain the Tertian Oculus, the legendary Tertian Oculus. Now, the Tertian Oculus is described as a magical third eye that grants extreme power, that's handed down from Demon King to Supreme Demon King to keep them in power with this magical essence, and like, you know, just like it's just like it's a speed, well, I don't know, I guess a power boost item, but it's going to grant some sort of power, some sort of magical power. Apparently, it was last held by Deborah's father, and his name is Abora, Supreme King Abora. But for some reason, Deborah did not have it when he was out. And I was saying this in my last video talking about Daima. I wanted there to be some reason why Deborah was weak enough to get waxed the way he was, but he was missing the main focal gem of all the Supreme Demon Kings to keep them in power. So this was potentially a very debuffed Deborah, and that kind of gives us like a backdoor to why he was just taken out so easily. So I'm here for that. Now, that being said, You have the second wish is to get the legendary tertian oculus, and that's an implantation in the forehead. And then right before he makes the third wish, Degesu asked if he can have it. And there's the third piece of the puzzle. You have Goma wanting to be the new Demon King. You have Arinsu doing her own experiments. And now you even have Degesu, who wants a third wish. And we don't know if that's going to serve Goma, if that's going to serve the Demon Realm, or if that's going to serve him. So we have 3 different factions potentially. 2 at the minimum, potentially 3 different factions weighing in on this conflict, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, you also have a mention there are 3 different demon realms, 3 different subdivisions of realms in the demon world, which is pretty cool. And then right before they leave, Goma says that he'll even bring Neva the Namek. And this is where we get introduced to a very, very big piece of the lore that they're going to open up here. So Neva the Namek apparently is a little senile, a little kooky, but nobody knows more about Dragon Balls and how they work than him. He is the creator of not only the Dragon Balls for the Demon Realm, which are 3, but he's also the creator of the Tamagamis, which are the guardians of it. And they're, like I said, freakishly strong to the point where Goma doesn't even consider getting the Dragon Balls in Demon Realm an option. So they go out, and as they leave the palace, you see that Glorio, if you guys remember him, was spying on them. So you had the conversations really between Goma and Degesu. Arinsu was watching, and then she interjected, and then she left, but she was still watching. And then Glorio was sitting there watching as well. And we don't know what kind of role he's playing, but I think that he's either in line for succession, or he's the Han Solo and he's going to be vouching for somebody who is in line for succession like Pansy. I don't know, that's just the vibe I'm getting. Now, as they leave the palace, you can see that the palace has one of the Tamagamas and a Dragon Ball that it protects right there. So one of the 3 Dragon Balls is already in the Demon Royal Palace's possession. The other ones are probably in the other 3 realms of Demon World. It would make sense if there are 3 realms, 3 balls, and they have to go through all the realms with, you know, eventually having to take one from the palace itself. So I think that's cool. And the Tamagamas are going to be those like milestones that happen. I wonder if they're going to travel by themselves, but we'll get to that in the last part. I'm going to have some speculations in the last part and things like that. So then after they leave, they actually go to a hub. It looks like a giant fish, but it requires a PIN number to get in, which is just really funny. It's like a little bureaucratic thing. And then you get in there, and the fish asks them what universe they wanted to go to. And Degesu looks at his paper and his pad, and he goes, 7. So it looks like the demon world is not unique, or there's not a unique demon world to each realm. There is a demon world, and that demon world can access all of the realms, the universes. That's very interesting. So it seems like there is only one demon realm. And when he goes to that, they say that, oh, that's very popular. And they mention that somebody has gone to that universe after Babidi stole Deborah, but before the Goma and Degesu and Neva got there. And that actually turns out to be Arinsu. So she's done some sort of tomfoolery. She has been to Universe 7, and we don't know what she's done there yet. So once again, yeah, she's up to her own machinations. Now, the next thing that we get to is that they actually go to Trunks' birthday party. It's his 9th birthday party. That felt a little wonky depending on the timeline, but hey, I'm not gonna knock it. And then you basically have everybody chilling there, and they drop some small details, right? Basically, during Trunks' birthday party, you see Shin and you see Kibito. And Goku is the first person, and the only person, notice that they used to be fused. And they bring up something very, very interesting. Because we thought that, okay, when it was a god, that it was just permanent, but when it was immortal, they were not permanent fusions with the Potara, which is why Vegito separated against Zamasu. So why did Kibito and Shin separate? We always thought they used a Dragon Ball wish. This is not the case. Apparently, upon experimentation, they realized that Boo's body creates a sort of gas that can dissolve Potara fusions. This is very, 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 very crucial because, one, they brought that up out of nowhere, I think that auto confirmed that we are going to see Vegito in Daima, or we're going to see another Potara fusion that we might not even like realize. And I'll get to that in my what I'm hoping to see, or like kind of like, you know, speculation session in this video. But that also does mean that I'm pretty sure we're going to see Vegito, because there are likely going to be other Majins, or they can use as Majin Buu. We kind of got some spoilers to some things happening, but I'll save that to, like I said, the speculations. But I'm pretty sure this gives a backdoor for Vegito to come in and for him to not be a permanent fusion, or for him to be dissolved, whatever they want to choose. But that's very, very interesting. Or a potential fusion between divine beings that can be dissolved before the continuity of this show is over. So that's pretty tight. That's pretty tight. Now, after mentioning that for clearly future things, we now have a mention of the Goheezy. Once again, Gohan was not present throughout any of this episode, my goat, and they have Goku said that Gohan's been very distant lately, but he's probably just studying. And they were like, well, I guess he never got a chance to really study with all that fighting going around. So Gohan is not at the party, and we just don't see him in this episode. Now, we are going to now skip over to Dende's lookout. And Goma, Degesu, and Neva, they all arrived there. Neva gets out and sees a young Dende and is so happy. He has not seen a Namekian in over 1,000 years, another Namekian. And the first thing that happens when they get out is Degesu looks at Dende and Mr. Popo, and he straight up says that they must have originated from the demon realm. Like Namekians and whatever Mr. Popo is, a Jin, they must have originated in the demon realm because of their pointy ears. So between pointy ears and fangs and magic, it seems like Namekians trace back to the demon realm, meaning that Piccolo may have not even been like an evil Namekian. He may have just been one of the first, or one of the older good Namekians to separate himself from his evil nature. There's also got to be something about Planet Namek, because Planet Namek is full of peaceful Namekians. Maybe they left Demon Realm, but we'll get to that in the last section. I'm just so excited. There's so much lore. So the cool thing is, Neva is showing us a level of mastery over the Dragon Balls that we have never seen before. Never. He literally, he activates, he comes out and Goma is like, can you find the Dragon Balls? Neva closes his eyes and opens his eyes and says, a wish was made not too long ago. They're inert. It's going to be hard to find. Proceeds to then flex on the entire lookout by summoning the Dragon Balls. He feels out the Dragon Balls across the earth and summons them to himself as inert stones. And then Degesu asks him if he can use them earlier than expected, and Neva puts his hand over them and he turns the stone Dragon Balls back into regular Dragon Balls. That is insane. And now we just know that there is a level of mastery that Namekians can have over Dragon Balls that we've never even seen. Dende was looking like a scrub. Like for you guys that don't know, this is like when we played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep and we saw that every Kingdom Hearts like Keyblade user should be able to make a suit of armor, turn their Keyblade into a space traversing bicycle, surfboard, whatever vehicle they want, unlock gateways to different worlds. Meanwhile, Sora and Riku just look stupid walking around swinging the thing like a baseball bat, not being able to do any of these things, needing a gummy ship. Yeah, that's crazy. This is what happens apparently when you use the Dragon Balls with a user's manual instead of just being like, yeah, I guess I can do it. So yeah, Neva is showing us another level of Namekian magic. So that's just absolutely wild. And when they do activate the Dragon Balls, Dende's like, I'm never gonna give you the password, but Degesu's like, we've already seen it in our surveillance tapes. And Dende tries to attack Degesu, and Degesu does a very Zamasu like it looks like maybe Supreme Kai's, the Macau Shin, they might have a very unique form of martial arts. They might, because he like has like a chop, and it looks very Zamasu like when he gets Dende, but he knocks Dende out in like pretty much a one hit, and Popo pretty much offers some juice because he realizes that a real one is on the scene, and he doesn't want to make him any angrier before they unlock potential further Black Air Force energy. And then you have them attempting to summon the dragon. They summon the dragon, and for the first wish, they want to wish the people who fought Majin Buu and all of their friends back to children. Shinron pushes back a little bit. They eventually have to settle on the age. They decide first graders essentially, and the curse goes off, and that pretty much has everything starting. That's the end of the first episode, everybody being wished back to children. So it's not just mini, they are children. So you GT haters or GT copers, yes, it is very much still a GT. And that is the end of the episode. So now we're gonna move into a part of the video where I want to just go over quickly my thoughts and things that I kind of caught as interesting and moving forward with. So the questions that I am ready to leave with anybody watching this video, right? One, I want to know, like, I feel like there's going to be 3 different main plots as far as I see. There's gonna be Goma, who seems like the dumb ruler of Demon World. Okay, there seems to be that, there's that. Now Dagesu, while he seems subservient to Goma, he already showed so much disdain with Shin, and how Shin is so high and mighty, how Shin seems to be flaunting his elegant Supreme Kai status. So if Dagesu gets a chance to rule over Demon World, I don't think he would not snatch it. So we may be waiting for a betrayal from Dagesu for Goma, because Goma just seems stupid. And then you have Dr. Arensu, who is more than likely about to be the main antagonist or Duro antagonist to Dagesu. And so off of spoilers that we know thanks to Geekdom, we definitely have, and by the way, once again, these are deeper spoilers, so if you do not want this to be spoiled, stop now. I'm gonna give another 5 countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Apparently, Arensu makes artificial Majins. And with artificial Majins, you'll be able to have her having a driving force. And there are 3 of them. 3 artificial Majins. You know what else there are 3 of? 3 Tamagamas. So you might have them attempting to take on the Tamagamas to take the Dragon Ball so Arensu can have her own wish. But as far as we know, through promotional material and such, Piccolo, Vegeta, Goku, and Shin will be going from Earth to the Demon Realm to fight. So that's 3 different Z fighters, 3 different realms, 3 different Dragon Balls, 3 different potential artificial Majins, and 3 different Tamagamas. So you pretty much have 3s lining up all across the map. I think that this is going to be pretty much how this works. Piccolo is going to learn a lot about himself in this arc, because it seems like, once again, the demons come from, or Namekians are demonic in nature. They come from the demon realm. And so Piccolo's gonna have some additional lore put out here, and I'm here for it. Now, you're going to also have, and this makes so much more sense. I doubt it was planned back then, but who knows why so many of his moves were demon flash, or, you know, like explosive demon wave, and that's awesome. Now, we don't know what the wish is going to be for the 3 Dragon Balls in Demon Realm, but it's going to come into play in the story later. Something that I am thinking is that we're going to see a Potara fusion. We're going to see Vegito again. Heck, Piccolo might fuse with somebody. We don't know. That would be a really, really cool thing if Piccolo found somebody to fuse with. If Piccolo absorbs Neva later, that could be crazy. And then you also have the things that, like, maybe we finally see a Goku Gohan fusion in Daima, and that is dissolved by Majin breath. If they can fuse to fight, they can also get unfused by maybe the artificial Majin breath. They went out of their way to mention that. So we just have a lot of cool things that are setting up in the future. And if the rumors are true about Daima being a setup series for a series that sits in the current continuity further down the line than Super, we could see something like Piccolo getting another power up from the demon realm, maybe going to fuse with somebody like Neva to have even more knowledge. There's a lot of stuff that can happen, but I think for a first episode, we got so much exposition, and I can't wait to see what they show us in the world of Dragon Ball. So let me know if you found something that I didn't in this first episode. Let me know what you guys think of my breakdown and my points. And yeah, I'll be back next week to go over the very next episode, and I cannot wait for it. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.